This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. And by Lee Health. Partner for Catalyst Management. Welcome to Lee Pitts Live, man.
Thank you for having me.
All right. One of the things that I wanted to make sure I hit on before we get into the City Walk is you guys, your company did this Krispy Kreme that everybody's jumping up and down about.
You know, that project includes apartments and other retail, but people just tend to hear Krispy Kreme and that's all they care about. So yeah, it's been successful, and in fact, probably too successful. It opened, as you know, recently, and there's been traffic back up on 41, and my brother works for the sheriff's department here, and he sent me a text message. He goes, "We got people out there having to control traffic because of it."
Yeah.
I like donuts as much as the next person, but I just can't imagine sleeping out in the parking lot to get a donut in the morning.
There's some retail development around it and some residential.
Yeah, so that originally was a mobile home park, and that site had been sitting vacant for quite some time, and so the broker that had it listed reached out, and I'd taken a look at it, and so we came up with the concept that was 280 rental units, the Krispy Kreme, and then we've got an AT&T store and a Jimmy John's store and the car wash there, and so with the help of the CRA and the city, we were able to successfully redevelop the site. There's a site that most people know as First Street Village. That was the former name of it, and so it's right next to the Publix on McGregor there. It's just under 8 acres, and I've always liked that site. I've always wanted to do something downtown Fort Myers, and I just thought that site, being that it's just a clean slate, we can go in there and design something neat. So we decided to do a 318-unit apartment complex, 128-room hotel, which will probably be under the Marriott Spring Hill Suites brand, and then a mixed-use component, that we're still working on the concept right now.
And all that can fit right in that spot.
Amazingly, yes, you can pack it all into it. So
I think there's a street right there that's another piece of land right to the west. Is that all included, or is it all just one big piece?
So it's one large piece. There's a vacant parcel across the street from us, which is right on the river, and that's a separate parcel, which I believe is either sold or under contract now. So there's plans.
Okay, man, I can't wait. When will we see some dirt turning, and what can we expect? We're seeing photos on the screen.
Yeah, so March, we're planning early March to break ground on the apartments and the parking garage. We expect about a 20-month build time there, and while we're building that, we'll also start building the hotel. So you would expect to see a lot of activity in 2019, and hopefully be done toward the end of 2020 with the hotel and apartments.
All rental.
All rental, yes.
Okay, so we're getting some more rental stuff coming in.
You need it.
I think that the market, I'm seeing a lot of commercial rental stuff going up. This is just a hot market for rental now, right?
Well, there's a huge need for it, right? So when the recession hit and the downturn hit, things just stopped, right? And so, but people kept moving here. And so you keep seeing a population increase, job growth, but where are they going to live, right? There was no apartments down here. So there's a huge need for it. I grew up down here, and so all of our development focus has been here, and we were comfortable getting into that, apartment development early here. You're starting to see a lot more people come in with a lot more apartments being planned and built. This site in particular is interesting because it's downtown Fort Myers. As you know, downtown Fort Myers hasn't seen any real large rental development ever. So
that's one of the reasons I ask you. Now, my previous background is I'm a corporate loan vice president for Wells Fargo Bank.
Oh, really? Nice. All right. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, but don't come to me for that. Because I'm going to run you through the ringer, man. But I know you're getting that equity, you're getting that collateral with the partnership. Working with the CRA, we are lucky here in the city of Fort Myers to have a community redevelopment agency like this that is able to partner with organizations like yours to bring in more redevelopment, and improve those tax rolls, and eliminate blight and slum, and just continue to revitalize the city. What's it been like for you to work with the city of Fort Myers community redevelopment?
I mean, it's been fantastic. I mean, in development, you always encounter, when you work with cities and municipalities, there's always pushback and issues, and we haven't really experienced that here. I mean, Fort Myers has embraced the plan for development and redevelopment, and the CRA has been a key component in helping us get through the process and put together, the tax incentives that really makes the project work. And beyond that, I mean, so that's turned into more of a relationship, the CRA and the city with us, starting with the one on 41 and now this downtown. We're working with the city in partnership to put together a nonprofit to help bring in more funds to help redevelop more areas of downtown and Fort Myers in general and economic development. So the city really does, take a real open approach and it's a good thing to working with private companies to, do things that are going to help improve the area. So it's been
a company that does what your company does. You have a big picture view of a lot of things that are happening here that we may not even understand. But what is your overall perception of redevelopment projects and the market here in the city of Fort Myers?
So obviously, we have a positive bias in the area, and we're bullish on the market. But I think, I see downtown Fort Myers, the mix of people, the culture, the history here. There's so much potential. And I live up in St. Pete now, downtown St. Pete. If you know anything about St. Pete, you go back 15 years, and even Tampa, 5 o'clock.
St. Pete, Tampa, the Bay Area. I used to live in Tampa. I don't want to get off on that tangent. Go ahead.
Well, the downtown area is, at 5 o'clock, everybody just left, right? The lights turn off and everybody's gone. And so St. Pete, I use as an example that, they started really getting active in bringing in developers to do more residential units down there so people can live there and then create an environment that people want to live, work, and stay. And now it's just a vibrant downtown. And Fort Myers downtown is very similar. Just the character of the area. So I just see a lot of potential here. And I hope that our project becomes that kind of catalyst to start the redevelopment of downtown.
Well, it's great that people are starting to discover our area and continue to take advantage of it, even where your project is going with the hotel and the rental units there. You still got that backdrop of that river sitting right there. Is that an attraction as well?
Oh yeah, of course. And so the hotel, part of the plan is to have a rooftop outside venue that will have outside seating, a little lounge area that we envision being a place where if you go to have an event at the Edison home and then you want to have an after event, you could have it on the top floor. You got a view of downtown, you got a view of the river. So yeah, we're gonna, to the extent we can, utilize all of these views and the location. It's a half-a-mile walk. I'd love to do something down West First Street that creates an environment that people want to walk back and forth to downtown, and make it. That's the thing. You want to create community, right? And you do that through making things walkable, and people are outside and they're interacting with neighbors and they're meeting each other, and that's really what we're trying to accomplish. And again, working in partnership with the city and CRA, I think we're on the right path.
Right. You're getting the developer knowledge of me popping out, especially when you start talking about design communities where you can actually walk. So, I know over you've seen new market tax credits when they came in and all that kind of curb appeal stuff where you're putting things out there and people are able to get to their shopping and everything like in Europe. Is that the shape of the future?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the connectivity is everything. People want to live in a place that, they know their neighbors and everybody feels like they're part of something, right? And Southwest Florida, unfortunately, everything's been spread out. And I think, downtown, to create something where it becomes more of a community with neighborhoods and people live there and they work there and they go downstairs and they go to the cafe and, I envision that as, what could be here. And I think, and what you brought up with new markets, that's part of the partnership with the city to create, a way to get in more, incentives from the government and from other developers, public and private partnerships to really rebuild that area and make it something great.
Right, I was able to show off a little bit of my.
New markets. Some people don't say that.
And I even know about LIBOR and all that stuff that you don't hear today. Pricing. All right, man, it's been a pleasure. We're so fortunate to have you in the community. We're gonna get you to come in here from time to time and keep us on track.
I'd love to.
Man, because we need a knowledgeable real estate type guy like yourself to just come in here and just kind of pontificate.
Well, I appreciate you having me on. It's been great.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, it's usually interrupted by those like Joe and all the fine people over there at Catalyst Management that are making Fort Myers just even better than it already is. We'll be right back. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching Lee Pitts Live. Of course, I'm Lee Pitts, the host of Lee Pitts Live. We're here at the Holiday Inn Airport in Fort Myers, and I want you to continue to watch Lee Pitts Live on television, on YouTube, and of course, listen to us on radio. But to get all of your shows to come right to you, just click on that subscribe button right there, and Lee Pitts Live will come right to you, your time, your way. That's Lee Pitts Live.